Hello students, today we will see theory and experiment on combination of resistors. First we will talk about series combination or series connections between resistors as shown in the diagram. R1 and R2 connected back to back, and this kind of arrangement is called series connection, and in this case equivalent resistance should be R equal to R1 plus R2. On the other hand, in a parallel connections or parallel combination, we have a different equivalent resistance formula, and that is as shown in the diagram. Two resistors are being connected and their terminals are connected to each other, and those are basically R1 plus R1 and R2. Now the equivalent resistance will be 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, so that the equivalent resistance R should be R1 times R2 by R1 plus R2. Now we will make some mathematical calculation based on some practical values of R1 and R2, and we will find out the equivalent resistance from those equations. Now in case of series combination, we know that the equivalent resistance should be R equal to R1 plus R2. In case of R1 and R2 are being 100 kilo ohm each, then equivalent resistance R should be 200 kilo ohm. In case of parallel connectivity or parallel combination, for the same R1 and R2 being 100 kilo ohm, the equivalent resistance will be basically 50 kilo ohm. Now we will see this from the experiments. It's important that whatever we learned must be verified from experiment, so that learning will be solid. So now I have, as per the mathematics, I have taken two resistors, each of 100 kilo ohm, and I will quickly measure their values using a multimeter. As I can see, it is basically 100 kilo ohm. Slightly this way, that way values will be is due to basically due to the measurement error, and that's okay. Otherwise it's basically 100 kilo ohm. So both of the resistance as we measured from the multimeter are 100 kilo ohm. Okay, now I'm going to make a series connectivity between those two resistors, and we will measure the equivalent resistance. As per the formula, it should be 200 kilo ohm, and we can see from the multimeter it is about 200 kilo ohm. So now come to the parallel combination of those two resistors. I am going to make them by connecting both of their ends together this way, and now in this parallel connection I am going to measure the equivalent resistance of those two, and this at typically 50 kilo ohm. So this matching with the mathematics we have done, so the theory and experiment complies with each other.